I'm right back with another video. It's, I don't know, close to 10 o'clock, maybe 9:30ish. I don't even remember. But I'm getting ready to jump in the shower and go to bed. And the neighbors were nice enough to have me come out and watch their little fireworks, and I thought that was nice to get outside for a little bit. But afterwards, I just kind of came home and did my dishes and was dealing with my mood today. I was really moody. Not so much about the Steve Wiles thing, but I was thinking about some of the suppressed anger that I was dealing with relating to this issue. I feel violated because so much has been taken from me, and I'm not the kind of person that likes to go on and on. I mean, I'm the kind of person who likes to forget shit, but I don't think people really understand, I don't think people understand or appreciate why, you know, families shouldn't get involved, behind the scenes of a person's work life. I resent it more than anything because I like to be on my own. I mean, like when I left my family's house, I wanted to be alone. I didn't want them a part of my life that much anymore. And so for them to kind of tag along, I do. I feel very violated. And the fact that they would involve, people from Facebook into my personal life, it's highly resented. I don't want to have anything to do with my family at all. And I mean, whether they're sorry or not, I mean, they're just everything about them creates a trigger response to me that is very negative. And just the idea of having anything to do with them causes a lot of mental disturbance. So, and I had made several pleas before, going back months, relating to that issue. But still, like I said, the people just don't get it. It's very scary working with some of the employers because they don't understand, simple requests. They don't, comply with the law. And, and I was dealing with the same issues. So, I'm very upset because of the situation that they've caused me. And the mental stress and the very fact that they would make all these speculations and enjoy the gossip instead of actually talking to me. And even the fact that they thought that I had to justify my actions to them, to me, is just something that I can't. To me, I look at these people, and I look at them as people. I don't look at them as me being related to them or having any sort of connection to them at all. I don't. I know that sounds really harsh. I mean, I'm sure there's certain people here in Bakersfield that get along with my family, but I'm no longer a part of that family. I don't want anything to do with them. It's just something that I feel is best for me to move on. Some people think, well, gosh, aren't you lonely? Aren't you? Well, you know what? I mean, I don't want to be with people who've done that sort of stuff to me. I just don't. To try to dictate my life, to enforce certain ideas on me, and then try to recruit other people to go against me. It is unforgivable. It is unforgivable. The very fact that I had wrote to Steve Wiles back in 2008, that's between me and him, okay? And whatever dealings I have with him is between me and him. It's not something that I feel needs to involve them. And going forward, I mean, I want nothing to do with my family at all. I mean, I don't even like referring to them as my family because they're not my family. I'm done with them, I mean, the years that these people have taken off my life and the knowing that there's never going to be any real justice, these people have put me behind so bad. And then try to erase my employment history. Angers me. It angers me more than I can't even express how much it angers me, because I was, I was making goals and plans for myself. Now my life has spun into a direction that, and I'm not going to blame Steve Wiles. I'm not going to blame him at all. Okay, I don't blame him at one bit. I mean, yeah, he's, he was involved in it, but the problem with it is that I have a family that is narcissistic, and when I really think about it, I'm dealing with a lot of suppressed anger, a lot, and it really creates a lot of mental anguish inside me, knowing that these people walked away with things and cheated me out of things in life that other people take for granted, and it pisses me off. It really does. They changed my life course, just for their own self gratification. I can't overlook that. And then trying to act like they have this religious front it disgusts me. It just does. I don't think there's any reason for me to continue my relationship with them, and there's nothing that they could ever think, do, or say that's ever going to change that. Because I'm at a point where I just want to move on and forget them, period. Now if Steve Blouse decides to correspond with me, that's between me and him, okay? I don't know what's going to happen with him. Who knows? I mean, I hope that he does, because I really do want to get to know him. And to think that my family stood in the way of that happening, I know Lisa I just recently found out a few years ago that there was a boy I knew, my brother's friend, and it seems as though my sister likes to withhold information because she feels as though she needs to have some sort of power and control over me. And I now that I'm older and I'm looking back and realizing exactly what kind of situation I was in, it literally it makes me, like, it disturbs me to know that my family never ever wished me well. They never did, okay? And the only time they ever did me favors is because they were hopefully that it would reflect on them. I never asked them to help me find a job. I never asked them to associate me with a particular network. Never, ever did I ever do that. And so it makes me angry that everything that I've done for the last 20 years, they felt as though they could invalidate it just because they wanted to. I mean, and look how selfish these people are. I don't see how anybody could look at these people and think of them as respectable people, because in my mind they're not, okay? And like I said, if they do feel any remorse, the best thing they can do is leave me alone. Stay out of my life. Stay out of everything that I'm involved in. I don't want anything to do with you guys at all. Sorry, I don't. So yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say. I mean, I woke up this morning and I was angry, but then I kind of suppressed it. I allowed myself to, get distracted, with my blasting Steve Lyles or whatever. But the fact is that, I'm very resentful towards my family for what they've done. And then the fact that they were accusing me of things and, basically trying to hide their jealousy through, religion and everything else. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. They never wanted me to have anything in life, and their actions show it, and they cannot dispute it. They can't sit there and try to deny it. I'm very angry with them. I'm also angry with some of the employers that I've worked with, because I know I'm a good worker, and they often try to minimize my abilities by being very condescending and acting like, oh, they offer you jobs. You go to employment agencies and they offer you jobs that you would never do in a million years. And then also, I just recently, I was talking to somebody who's like, well, you have the potential to. No, I don't have the potential. I am a good worker. I've been doing accounting for 20 years, okay? So I get tired of the whole, trying to redirect my life and then acting as if, I didn't spend 20 years doing what I was doing. Or like they act like, oh, I'm just starting off, or even more annoying when I was working at VIPO and I had this, when I first started there. Now I've been using QuickBooks for since 2001, and then they had this person standing behind me as if I needed some sort of training. I don't need training for anything. You know what I mean? I've been using QuickBooks for years, okay? So these people, I don't know what my family, they're crazy. They've got mental problems, you know what I mean? and I don't want anything to do with them. And I'm angry. I'm angry that they, basically took my life and had no regard for it whatsoever. They destroyed my chance of being able to supply or support my son properly. They've done, and I've never had any stable foundations. I've never been able to, move into a place and stay there for very long or work for a company longer than like 4 years. Now, I know a lot of people skip and jump around jobs every 2 years or whatever. That's never been something I wanted to do. I always wanted to have stability. Their foolishness has been brought into just so many workplaces, and I've never asked for their help. Now they might get arrogant and say, "Well, we helped you out. We got you this job." I never asked you for the job. Okay, I have good communication skills. I write good resumes. I could have done it on my own. I've never asked anybody to do anything for me ever. Okay, and it's not that I have any objections to being a part of a network, but I was a part of a forced network, and then you get, like, for example. When I was over at Organized Sports, which Karen Johnson is more responsible for this issue than she tries to let on. Okay, but when I was there, obviously if there was a job requisition that Karen had posted, like for example, do you know Excel? Obviously, I know Excel. Okay, but yet my sister, whoever is putting this person up to it, is like, well, you can't use the shortcut keys because, this lady did it the long way, using the toolbar or whatever. And I'm thinking, okay, you know what? That was not specified in the job requisition. Now I'm looking back and it's like, here's my sisters. They're sitting here doing this bullshit, and it's stupid. It's stupid. That shit should never be in the workplace. All it does is it causes problems. Period. Okay? You don't have subordinates ever trying to one-up this person that's supposed to be their manager. So once I realized what that Lisa McIntyre lady was doing, I just kind of sat back and kept thinking, okay, how the fuck do I get out of this job? Because when the mobbing process starts, there is no stopping it. Okay? It becomes out of control, and you're basically not going to be keeping your job for very long. Okay? Because it's something that you can't control, especially when the owner, Karen Johnson, and her husband, Rick, were just sitting here and letting it happen. Okay, I'm sorry, but your company was run well, okay, but as far as how you control, you work with people, I thought you did a shitty job. I wasn't impressed with it at all. Okay, I thought she was very organized. That's one thing I could say about Karen. But as far as me having any respect for her, I would say no, I don't. I don't have any respect for any of the people that I worked for that allowed these stalkers to manipulate things and create problems for a person. So yeah, that's how I feel right now. And I had to release that. Because otherwise, I don't want to have another night where I'm not sleeping well. It does. It affects a person. What happened here in this situation, being accused of stuff I'm tired of catty women. I'm so sick of them. I'm tired of them, I'm tired of people thinking that, they're supposed to attack people that are doing the right thing, it's not appreciated. I went to this one job interview, and, what was this place at? God, I cannot think of the name of it. Essential Spa. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna throw out the name. Yeah, go ahead and bring this into court, bitch, because I swear to God, I will demand that I will call everybody in. That includes Flourishing Fart, Alita, her husband, everybody. I don't give a flying fuck, okay? Because all of these people are in the wrong. Now, I had this fucking troll bitch, okay, sitting here, calling me in for job interviews, making me take this test, right? And, I'm sure she's part of the catty bitch clan. First of all, this woman was fucking ugly, okay? She literally sent chills down my spine, okay? She was a fucking goddamn eyesore, okay? How dare she try to fuck with me like that, It's completely unnecessary. I don't even know this woman, okay? But you know what? She's jealous, okay? She's a catty fucking bitch, okay? I'm so sick and tired of it. I never asked for any of that. Okay, and some people will say, well, yeah, you did because, you dress nice. Guess what that means, okay? It means you're jealous, okay? And this is the sort of stuff that goes on in the workplace that's not supposed to happen. Okay, that's exactly what sexual harassment is, period. Okay, it doesn't matter that she's a woman. if she's bringing me in because I'm what she considers to be a person who's well kept or whatever, and she's sitting here harassing me over it, well then she's doing it, and it's based on sexual harassment. She's co-signing it. It's bullshit. You know what I mean? So I don't want anything to do with now whether I return back on Facebook and connect with some of the people that I used to know, that's to be determined. But I will say that all the people that I actually worked with, I want nothing to do with. That includes Joanna, that includes Mary Landucci, that includes Selena Bruce, that includes all of them, okay? Because to me, I can't stand those people, okay? I can't. Okay, they're all the people who sat there and brought in this religious bullshit and created all this nightmare and acted like they had all these skills to where they knew what they were doing and encouraging all of this along with my family. I don't want any of these people. Get the fuck out of my life, you know? So anyway, I had to release that, okay, because it's really important. You know, I don't trust psychologists. I don't go to mental places because they're just going to pump you with a bunch of drugs that I don't need. Okay, what I really need is to move on from this situation. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you have a wonderful night. Take care. Bye-bye.